Hello and welcome to another episode of Budget Buggies. Going straight into a match this time. Come against this BPL side with Torres and Nani and Juan Mata on in attack, and so it's quite a formidable attack. All kind of pacey players and good with the ball and great finishing stats actually on all of them. So I knew this was going to be quite the challenge to play against this guy. And he also has David Luiz in defense, who's always in the right place at the right time to block shots. So I knew scoring wasn't going to be easy as well. But I trusted that Benzema would get the job done. He's got a Kolo Toure in there as well, and Yaya Toure in the middle. So quite a good team overall. And I just started out getting a little bit lucky here, winning the header off of the defender, and then Benzema just going down the side and kind of crossing it in for Higuain, who does a wonderful job of controlling that cross, and then just kind of almost overhead volleys it, past the keeper. It was a fantastic goal in the 75th minute, and at this point I was thinking, that's got to be enough to get the win. And then again in the 87th minute, Higuain. I didn't even know he, had those header skills, but he made sure he got in front of the defender and, made it happen essentially. And then right in the 90th minute, Higuain controlling the pass against, kind of slowing it down, and then just slowly caressing it into the bottom right corner, as if to taunt, Hart to see if he can make that save. But it was a fantastic match, and I was quite happy with the result against someone like with a good team as him. And as you can see, right in the middle, I changed from 4-2-3-1 to 4-4-2. I think that helped me, do more wing play and counter his 4-3-3. That's why I switched. So that was a good game and a good win. And then I came up against this guy with Nilmar and Pato up top. And generally, these kinds of players, the strategy is pretty clear. It's a long ball strategy, and sometimes that's viable. Can't really say I care too much about it, but it works, and I've done it myself at times too. So unfortunately, as we went into the game, it ended up being on a snowy pitch, and I generally don't like snowy pitches at all. They are an absolute pain to play on because the ball's sliding all over the place. You can't really do through balls at all. They will always almost always go out of bounds. But luckily I got the ball back, and then that was a great finish from Chicharito. I mean, he was quite far out there, but he still managed to get it into the corner of the net and score. So that was a good goal. And then in the 46th minute, this nice little play developed, and I think because he didn't have as much chemistry, I was able to get in the right position. Chicharito heading it down for Welbeck, and Welbeck putting it into the net. As you can see, the game was quite laggy. Even during the celebrations, it was laggy. So I was just soldiering through the incredible amounts of lag. And then again in the 49th minute, right after the first goal, I was able to get this kind of shot on goal, and Chicharito controlling it brilliantly and then putting it into the net. He's been on fire for me, Chicharito has, for the last few games. He's just been putting away everything that comes towards him. So I've been quite pleased with him. And then Welbeck just kind of showing his skill to maneuver away from the defenders. And then this finish, I don't even know how he got that into the net, but I'll take it. And I really didn't mean to do that. I was trying to do the heel click celebration. I couldn't find the keys for it. But that was a great goal, actually, from Welbeck. And this guy had enough. He just made a substitution, to put some fresh legs on, maybe get some, new players on. And he puts on Kalu and Agban Lahore, who are quite fast players, actually. And then Hernandez kind of missing there at the end, but he also got taken down by the defenders, so that was a penalty. And I don't know, that may not have been a penalty, but I'll take him all day. And Chicharito stepping up to the spot, and he scores. That was a good finish. Buffon didn't even dive, and me again. I was trying to do some new celebrations, but I couldn't get it, so I just did a quick celebration at the end there. So that's how the game ended. 5-0. Great game. Fantastic performance for my players. I was quite happy. Um, with how the finishing has been going. And as you can see, my DNF not quite up to 1.25 still, and it just went down off of no fault of my own. The disconnect bug just hit me, and it dinged my DNF rating for some reason. But anyway, I went to another match, and I got this guy who's got a Schürrle up top, Ozil and Kaká behind him, and a Götze, and also Pizarro up top. So this was going to be a tough game. Again, really good players, and my Madrid side hopefully, would be able to, offer some kind of attacking prowess, because I knew he was going to score at me with that kind of quality in your side, and, that much, scoring strength up top. He's definitely going to hit the net. And so here he goes. That was a good ball, and then Pizarro. What a finish. That was a great finish. And luckily, this guy, he just turned out to be one of those guys who likes watching every replay as long as he can, and that just kind of pissed me off a little bit. So I wanted to go with a wider formation again. I felt like I was playing too narrow, so I switched to a 4-4-2, and I put Diarra and Khedira in the middle, with Jesus Navas and Angel Di Maria on the wings. I put Di Maria on the right because he's left-footed. And the reason I have Jesus Navas is because I believe it was Higuain who was injured for 2 games from the previous game. So that was quite disappointing that my best finisher wasn't in the game. But then Benzema goes and does this, where he's almost saying, I don't need another person, another striker. I can do it all by myself. He just walks through the defense and puts it into the net. So that actually gave me a lot of confidence, and it made me feel good that Benzema was able to score like that. And then this kind of a poacher's goal from Callejon, right place, right time, just put it into the net, and that's what I want to see from my players. And I just wanted to take the piss as long as I could, really, because this guy was just frustrating me. All he was doing the whole game, instead of using players like Ozil and Götze, he was just LBYing it the entire game. He didn't do anything else other than 1-2s and LBY. And then Callejon again with a fantastic finish above Neuer, who's a very tall and very good goalkeeper with reflex. I think he's one of the best goalkeepers in the game. So that was just some great work from Callejon. And, I don't mind watching that replay, and just because he was being, troublesome, I'm going to watch it a few more times. Unfortunately for me, I wasn't able to, keep him from scoring again. And Pizarro, just look at this shot. What am I supposed to do? There's 3 defenders right around him. And he still managed to get the shot off. And that's his response, I guess. That's fair enough, But again, look at this. I mean, he's got 3 people, and somehow he puts it into the net. But that's how the game ended. I was glad that I beat this guy who's really starting to annoy me. My DNF's still not up to full, so I'm not getting the maximum amount of coins, but that's okay. And then I came up against this guy with an Ibrahimovich and a Ronaldo. And just it's completely stacked side. He's got Thiago Silva. This team is worth, at least, I don't know, 150K without Ronaldo. And, with him, it's going to be ridiculous. It's like a $1 million team, essentially. And Ibrahimovic is actually one player that I generally have a ton of trouble playing against in FIFA 12, because he is so strong, he's so brilliant with those headers, and he's so skillful on the ball, and his finishing is fantastic. I mean, the only thing they didn't give him was 92 pace, which, knowing EA, they might have just decided to do that, but they didn't. But Ibrahimovic, I mean, there was nothing I could do. I had 2 defenders on him, and he just pushes them aside like they were nothing, and coolly slots it into the corner of the net. There's really nothing I can do. Um, this guy, even though he was scoring, he was a good player, and he wasn't needlessly, you know, uh, watching the replays. That was a okay. That was a good cross. I wouldn't expect him to take the shot. So Ibra, right place, right time, and just heading it into the ground. There's nothing, De Gea could do. And at this point, I was 2-0 down, and I just, turned up the slider to full attack. So you can see my entire team just streaming forward every time we're in the opponent's half, and you'll see what that does later on. But here, I got a corner off this good move that was building up, and hopefully, there you go. There's the score. So Welbeck scoring, and ultra attacking is quite risky, but you do get a lot of people in the box on corners. So right after that, I was feeling, that I still had it, and that was kind of not sure, but Young finished it off. That was kind of a trampy pass, but I'm 2-1 down against a team that is worth approximately 20 times what my team is. So I did that, but to no avail. I mean, Ibrahimovich, that's just, there's a defender right next to him, and you can't do anything. That was a great headed goal. And I kept trying, never give up. That's the United way. And unfortunately for me, because I was so up ahead, he got the chance for this counter. The defense was nowhere. Nice knock on by Ronaldo. Great goal. This guy was just a better player than me, so I'm not ashamed to admit it. He was playing better than me. I was taking way too many risks, and that's actually, I believe, how the game ended. Let's see. I don't think I managed to pull one back. But anyway, that's how the game ended. And disappointing, but I lost to a good player, so that's fine. I'm okay with losses like that, where I get to learn where my weaknesses are. And that's all really. All right, I'll catch you guys sometime later. See ya.